This is Kenya News Update today. A South African orange grower pays 30% at the US border. His competitor from Chile pays 10%. That 20-point difference isn't just a tax. It's a slow-motion liquidation of an entire continent's market share. But here's the shocking twist. Despite these brutal tariffs, South African agricultural exports hit a record high last year. How is that even possible? Coming up, you'll discover the survival guide for the 30% tariff era and meet the farmers and cooperatives who are rewriting the rules of global trade. Meet the citrus growers of Citrusdal, South Africa. For decades, they've built a lucrative business shipping oranges to the United States. Their secret weapon was AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which granted them duty-free access. But in August 2025, everything changed. The Trump administration imposed a new 30% emergency levy, a so-called Liberation Day tariff. Overnight, their competitive advantage vanished. But here's what nobody's talking about. They didn't give up. They got creative. And their journey reveals a brutal new reality for African agriculture. The story begins with a political mirage. On February 3, 2026, President Donald Trump extended AGOA. Headlines celebrated, but the relief was an illusion. The extension was for just 1 year, a short patch to cover a lapse since late 2025. It was not the long-term runway exporters desperately needed. South Africa's trade minister, Parks Tau, called it necessary relief, but his pause spoke volumes. The arithmetic is unforgiving. Under AGOA, the tariff was zero. Today, it's 30%. The duty-free waiver now applies to a $0 line that no longer exists. The preference is hollow. As economist Wandel Silobo notes, without AGOA, the tariff would be even higher, around 33%. But that's cold comfort on the docks of Newark. So how do you survive a 30% headwind? The answer isn't in Geneva or Pretoria. It's in the cold stores and cooperatives. And then something shocking happened. Total exports to the US fell 39% in the final quarter of 2025. Yet for the full year, they still reached $504 million. This is the central paradox. Africa isn't retreating, it's reconfiguring, product by product, logistics corridor by logistics corridor. The survival strategy has three brutal pillars. First, diversification. Growers are shifting to higher value, niche products where the tariff bite is a smaller percentage of the final price. Second, supply chain mastery. They're cutting every possible cost from farm to ship to offset the border tax. Third, and most crucially, market agility. They are finding new buyers within the US and beyond, reducing dependency on any single port or distributor. Here's the part that will blow your mind. This isn't just about oranges. From the shea butter cooperatives of Ibadan, Nigeria, to flower farms in Kenya, the same playbook is being written in real time. They are building resilience not through politics, but through grit, innovation, and cold, hard business calculus. The implications are massive and controversial. Some see this as African resilience triumphing over protectionism. Others see a system designed to extract maximum value while offering minimum access. The 2026 deadline is a cliff edge. The one-year AGOA patch provides no certainty for the billions in investment needed for farms and processing plants. The tension is clear. Is this tough love to force self-reliance? Or is it a trade barrier masquerading as policy, slowly squeezing African producers out of a market they helped build? The biggest unanswered question remains. If the 30% tariff stays, how many businesses will survive the next harvest? Do you think these tariffs are fair competition or an unfair barrier? Drop your take in the comments. This is Kenya News Update today. Subscribe for more on the forces shaping Africa's economic future.